Breaking news coming in. The DGCA has come down heavily on Air India's cabin crew. The aviation watchdog has ordered Air India to deroster 12 crew members. This is the punishment announced by the DGCA for crew members who did not attend post-flight breath analyzer tests. Crew members, however, allege that they are being victimized and that Air India did not have any doctor present to conduct this test. The order has come in connection to incidents that took place in November 2014. Let's get in a word with our correspondent Pankaj Upadhyay, who's with us on the phone line. Pankaj, what more details can you tell us? Crew members saying they're being victimized. They're saying there was no doctor present to conduct the test after the flight.
Simi, this is with regards to the flight AI 144 Nivas, Bombay on 20th of November 2014. Then Air India had complained to the Director General of Civil Aviation that 12 crew members did not undergo the post-flight breath analyzer test, which is a mandatory after every flight lands. And it is also mandatory that every flight should have a doctor present when it lands. Now, interestingly, what has happened here is after this order is out, the Air India crew alleges that there was no Air India doctor available.
All right, Pankaj, hold that thought. We're going to come back to you. We have with us on the phone line an Air India crew member. They've agreed to speak to us on conditions of anonymity. Can you please go ahead and describe to us what exactly happened during that flight?
No, it is not only this flight. It is on all flights that land into Bombay or Delhi or anywhere. The DGCA rule says that the breathalyzer has to preferably be done on the aircraft itself. Whereas Air India does not send the doctors on board the aircraft, and sometimes the breathalyzer is done 2 or 3 hours after the crew have landed. The purpose of the breathalyzer is defeated because it is mandatory that the crew have to be tested as soon as the aircraft lands. Because 3 hours after that, even if somebody was positive 3 hours before, it will show negative afterwards.
Absolutely.
And second thing is the doctor is not available half the time. The crew is penalized because Air India does not have doctors. They don't send them on board and the crew gets no information. And then when they go home, then this is what happens. And the DGCA has been overlooking all these violations for the last 1.5 years since this is happening. And we have written N number of letters to DGCA and to Air India saying kindly we as a crew are very responsible and we would like to undergo the breathalyzer test at any point of time. We are not shy and we are not scared. But this, the action on the part of the DGCA is victimizing the crew because the DGCA does not provide the doctors, Air India does not provide the doctors on time. So how can the crew be penalized for it?
And can you take us to the exact procedure after a flight lands? Where do the crew members have to go to get this test conducted, or is a doctor supposed to come on board the flight?
Yes, ma'am. The rule 6.2 says that the breathalyzer has to preferably be conducted on board the aircraft. So the doctor has to come to the aircraft. 1 or 2 incidents, maybe the doctor doesn't come, the crew will go to another place. But when the DGCA rule says preferably on the aircraft, how can DGCA give dispensation from this rule to Air India? And why should the crew be held responsible for it?
All right.
Because the DGCA has failed in its duty to monitor the rules.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to Headlines Today. That was an Air India crew member who's agreed to speak to Headlines Today on conditions of anonymity. He's saying that doctors are supposed to conduct these breath analyzer tests, refused to come on board. And even though the crew members are willing to get the tests done, there was no one present. They claim that the DGCA is unfairly targeting them.